So it's great to be here with you guys today, because obviously I'm sat afar and I'm dealing with all the day-to-day stuff in the market. There's loads going on, and it'd be just as good for me as well as all the people out there. What good things, and conversely, are there any issues that we've had to deal with? Do you want to elaborate on any?
Yeah, I always prefer to talk about the bad before the good, because there's always issues in any business.
Yeah.
There's always issues. I think if we were to sort of touch upon KYC, I think you're probably a little bit more educated about the issues.
I think everyone in the space, every competitor company in the space, and I think as well as a lot of the actual customers and traders in the space are all aware of what goes on in the industry. Everyone's very quick to blame, this firm's doing that, and this firm's out to get me, and this firm's out to get me. But there's no smoke without fire, and a lot of the time it's because there is unfortunately a percentage, whether it's large or small, but there is a percentage of people that are just out to gamify the system, whether that's fraudulent KYCs, we have fraudulent card payments, we have a ton of group trading, reverse trading, cross-account trading. There's so many ways in which things that we have to battle and actively search for and make sure that people that we're facing and dealing with are compliant, and they are who they say they are, and they are the person that is trading that account that we're offering those services. So
I had someone come on the other day saying, I don't know how this has been resolved or not, but I suppose he's from Australia, reckons he's gone on holiday to Hong Kong, come back, and he's passed the challenge, and then he's been told he can't get through. But it's not on the banned list. But if you're going on holiday, for instance, do you have to tell us? Or?
Yeah, so yes and no. I mean, you don't have to book in a holiday request with, could I have this week off?
I'm trying to think how the clients are thinking.
Let's stick Clarty in HR, shall we?
How's the punter thing?
No, it's a good question.
It
is a good question.
In an instance where we do monitor and it's all automatic, and it will give us a report. But if you're trading in the UK and then you're then trading in Greece for a week and then you're back in the UK, that's a normal pattern.
Yeah.
There's no need to question that. If today you're in the UK, tomorrow you're in Japan, the next week you're in New York,
you're on a VPN, aren't you?
You're either on a VPN, you're on a VPS, or there's other people accessing the account. So it's not that instantly means that there's a breach that's going on there. It just means that there's something that you need to look into.
The infuriating thing about that whole process is indirectly that disadvantages your average client who we want to look after and customer who we want to have a good experience, because our attention is diverted away to these people, which does, you were talking about support earlier on, it naturally will take you away from that to be able to provide the experience we're looking to provide to our good customers.
Correct.
So much time and energy is spent on these people that are trying to have one over. But there's always a butt flip to everything, right? Yeah. What are the positive things that we're doing to kind of counteract that at the moment? We've introduced measures, of course, right?
Yeah, one of the things which is fairly new, we've been doing it for a while, but we're starting to pick it up a bit, is the compliance interviews. And that is just, it's a getting to know you kind of interview.
It's not an interrogation.
Yeah, it's not an interrogation. That's the right
or
word.
A bullseye. Look what you could have won.
Yeah, so how have you found alpha? You might get picked out at, you might just complete stage 2 while the account's being checked. You'll be invited for an interview. How did you find alpha? How's your experience been? Tell us a bit more about your strategy. And it's just more getting to know someone we're about to give a service to. They're about to get a qualified analyst account. For a trader that has nothing to hide, that's probably a pleasant experience. You get to see someone face to face within Alpha, that you probably get someone's direct WhatsApp number, whoever's conducted the interview. So one, it's a more personable approach.
Yep.
2, you're getting to know people directly. You can ask questions. You've got more direct contact. You might have someone's WhatsApp. However, the people that won't like that, I assume are going to be people that have got something to hide. Maybe it's not. I won't name names or speak too many on some of the interviews, but some of the interviews, people have an account with us and they have no MT5 logins, or they don't know how to place a trade on MT5.
I mean,
it's like, well, how's
that happened then?
And that's the need. I know some people will say the interviews are controversial, but there's 5 or 6 companies that have been doing the interviews for this entire year.
The exact people that like to slander you all over the socials, right?
You need these because there are, unfortunately, like I said at the start, there's that subset of people which are trying to gamify it, and like you said, it affects, you then end up spending attention on those people when you shouldn't need to or have to. And for a guy that has, is genuinely trading the account, excellent. It'll be a nice interaction, nice interview. On our side, there's then we've verified this guy. We've spoke to him. He's been on an interview with us.
Yeah.
There's no questions around who that guy is. How is he trading the account? It's clear cut after that. So it's a win-win, really.
Yeah. I mean, to that end, because I've ended up being like the Samaritans for bad cases.
I
encourage everyone to come.
You're like the link-up man, aren't you?
I'll never turn anyone away, and I always answer absolutely anyone that comes on to me if I can help, or I'll try and pass them on. But increasingly, I'm getting lots of people who are telling me that, and I've seen the industry as well at large going, we're trying to stop this gambling idea, and it's not doing anything good.
And that's a good point.
Can you just clarify for everyone what that really means? Because you've got guys like say coming on going, is there any news out today? Well, one, you've obviously you're going to be just throwing the kitchen set. I've done everything within the parameters, and I've fully ported, and so we've said the word straight away.
Our full ported news. That's
what have I done wrong? It's like, but where is the cut-off for people? Because people are going, I don't gamble. I don't do more than 2% of the account. But
that's a good update that we've done again in the past few months. Is the risk management group, which is an instance where people that have passed the assessment are showing that they are gambling the account, or they're rolling the account, they're full porting news, and although yes, we'll allow you to trade throughout the news without restriction in the assessment period, on the qualified account there is the 2-minute window either side on the pro accounts. So if you pass your assessment through just full porting NFP, okay, yes, you followed the rules because we said you not to do that, but qualified you can't. So if your whole strategy is based around doing something that you're not allowed to do on the assessment,
don't bother doing
it. Don't bother doing it. But 2, if that is what you've done in the assessment, then when you get to the qualified stage, we'll put you in the risk management group. And all that simply is, it's a reduction in leverage. It's a third of the pro leverage, so you get 30-1 on FX. 9-1 on metals, and that's just to help you stop over risking, stop over leveraging, stop taking too much size and punting around the market.
So it's not just quickly on that point, because a couple of months ago when you brought that in, people are inundated going, they're cheating, they're doing this, the leverage levels have changed overnight.
To be fair, we actually had really good feedback from the people that was going into the risk group. They was understanding of it.
People outside that sort of catching on
they're probably not even clients.
It doesn't sometimes matter how well you communicate these things. You're always gonna have people trying to take you down. It doesn't matter what you say. It could be the most positive thing that we've ever announced. Someone's coming for you. Someone's going to say something about it. It's just the way it works.
But on that one, to your point, yes, when we announced it, it's in the FAQs, and there's, I don't know, 4 or 5 qualifying categories. It's in black and white. It's bullet pointed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you fit into that category, and again, you don't get turned away, you don't get denied, you don't get this, that, or a third. It's just another measure for us to put you into a group that, one, okay, you're probably going to have a little bit more oversight, you have contact with someone directly. But you'll be given a warning. You've been moved to this group because of X. So don't do that.
But in answer to Planty's question, internally the feedback has been positive. Now internally is our only concern because they're current customers.
That's all that matters.
If we're being digged out, well, look, so be it.
Because if you see, like when you do the risk reviews with people, right? If you see someone, they get an account 4% risk, they blow it within 3 days. They get another account 4% risk every trade, they blow it within 2 days. They get another account and they eventually pass it. They get to the qualified stage, 4% risk, and they blow it.
Normally they talk to you because they've blown the mind.
Yeah, but that cycle, again, we'd call that almost like account rolling, where you just get an account, full port it, pass or breach, get another account, full port, pass, get another, and it's that rolling mentality. That it's not a sustainable model, it's not strategies that we want, it's not trading data that we want, it's not beneficial for the trader.
It's pretty much it's watching me trade, and just have full on Hail Mary. But people, and if it gets near the stop, just take it off. Stops don't exist.
Take it off.
Stops are for buses.
But people like that though, their account rolling all the way through to they get the account, and if you don't put them in the risk group, they'd have just done the same thing.
Of course,
it would have been a coin flip on day one, and they'd have blown the account,
Exactly,
or they might have made 3 or 4 grand, but they'd have blown the account next.
It's a positive thing that we're doing to bring you forward.
Well, yeah, I mean, one of the
negative,
most successful attributes in one of the best attributes in a successful trader would be the discipline. And if you can't control yourself, if you can't have discipline of your strategy and your risk approach, what's the point?
Don't sit at the table.
Yeah, you might as well go into a casino and pick
saying,
red or black, and that's not what we're looking for.
Get it done quickly.
That's not
Risk management kills it.
But that's not what we're looking for. It's not what we want to promote. It's not what we've ever promoted. And if that's your trading style, then we're just not a good fit. Then, it's quite,
Question for you: what do you think that we could do, which is within our capabilities, that could improve? Is there any sort of points that we could improve the overall customer experience? Because you are hearing a lot. I mean, you're probably closer.
You're quite active. You're very
anybody
active.
else. You do.
Get off that phone.
No, but going
What
back.
does your missus? Your wife?
Going back to what I was saying about the social aspect, maybe we should do a couple of trader interviews. We've left it a lot on you and a lot on your shoulders, to be fair, over the last 12 months. So you're hearing more than we are, I suppose, certainly over the last few months. Is there anything that you could suggest?
Definitely from what you said earlier, getting back down to the people. We've had a lot of high touching the successful people and the influencers, that sort of stuff. When I first started, we got a lot of great feedback and from the community at large when they were seeing people that looked like them.
Yep.
This
Not
was
necessarily
an idea.
and the ones that had disasters and come back from them, and then blown it and still come back, and how they psychologically handled it. They're far more important to our client base. I think, because
good, normal, day-to-day stories that you hear.
I think that's what we need to.
I think
really
a good, the interview process, whether it's online or in person, is usually people that have had, some kind of payout or a large performance fee, and you kind of shine the light on that success story. But and what we spoke about a week or 2 weeks ago, what I think would be a good thing to do next is to kind of shine a light on someone that's just passed their stage 2, someone that's been through a journey. Maybe it's taken them 3 months, maybe it's 6 months, but someone that's shown discipline, not account rolling to pass it, but someone that's shown discipline.
I've got a good idea
most people
for that, because what gave me quite a nice feeling, actually, not long ago, I got a text message from. It used to be a pal of mine. I've been away with him a couple of times. I haven't seen him for a few years, and he come on saying, "Hello, mate. I didn't realise that you are one of the founders of Alpha Group." This is a guy who lives local to me, and I'm like, "Wow!" And I didn't know that he was interested in FX trading. So anyway, we started sort of chatting back and forth over maybe a couple of week period, and it turns out he's ended up being funded as well. And I think he would be a good person, because I know the guy. I haven't seen him for a few years, but going back to what you were just saying there, he'd be the perfect guest to have on and talk about his experience. And I know him as an individual, and I know people can really relate to him. And we've got thousands of those type of guys, but it just, I just thought, well, it made me feel good when he got through and he was funded. I don't know where he is now. If I'm honest, he might not want to come on, but I think maybe he could be a good way to start.
Those types of stories, though, passing might not be that's the journey that the majority go through. It's not win 100 grand every month. That's not realistic. It's not the majority.
Exactly that. In fact, that's what he said. He said, "Look, I've screwed up a couple of accounts previously,
really,
but
really easily done.
but he's obviously done very well. It's made me pleasure."
No, but the whole, I say, not blowing smoke at my ass. There's been people coming on to me behind going,
quite
having you, I know.
Stay sat down, mate.
But there are people coming on saying, "Well, how you set it up for what I'm doing has really helped them." And I get every day, if I do my to everyone thing, which I think we keep doing because it makes you at least have to acknowledge it. What the hell's this shit? And I get so many people coming in and defending it because they just want to. It's got them thinking. But it's not necessarily. It's not the holy grail. So you're going to win today. It's how should you be looking at the world and the markets, and is there anything in that that can help me? I've had people that have been up and down, winning and losing, and they said, just spending a bit of time to focus myself. It's got me settled, and I've stopped gambling. And
because I don't think everyone goes into it with an intention to gamble or to account roll or have this just like fuck it mentality towards the account. But the emotional aspect, you know, maybe your first assessment, you did everything that you wanted to do, you risked 1% and never more, you stuck to it and you lost, and then you just think, like, what's the point in sticking to that?
Look, come on, we've all been there, right? Ourselves.
Yeah,
we've all done that. You just time it wrong 8 times.
Yeah,
it's
just your bad luck. But the next month you could have timed it right.
But that was the right mentality to have.
Yeah,
but when it doesn't go your way, you're naturally going to get.
You jump away,
and you're going to have that
sticking with it.
You're going to have that fuck it approach, aren't you? You know, it's natural to have that.
One of the things that we have started to identify now is people that we can identify not people that pass the assessment, people that are starting to account roll.
Consistent strategy, is that what you're trying to say?
People that have started to just blow the account. They get an account, blow it, get an account, blow it, get an account, blow it, and we would pause it and say, take a 30-day break or take a 2-week break.
Very good.
Take a pause because you're just going to blow another 5 accounts this way. And if you do pass it, it's kind of pointless at this point because you'll just blow the next.
It just makes you think the futures account again. You've got the intraday, you can't lose more than 2%. And you can put in, which is really important for all of us, if you're winning 2%, or you can put whatever percent you want in, cut me out. You know, it's like
so we're building
gamble it or blow it.
We're building Alpha Trader at the moment, which is custom trading platform. Again, one of the things we're super busy with, but we'll have full trading view charts, trading view execution panel. But one of the things that we'll be building onto that is its own risk panel. So a lot of people might use like a trade manager, where it will like auto calculate your stop losses and XYZ. This one will be slightly different. This will be your discipline manager, and it's not something that we impose, that you can turn it on, turn it off, you can adjust it to how you want, but you could start the account and say, okay, I want to risk 1%, and you could have it, and there'll be 2 options. There could be, I want to risk 1% per trade, and I don't want to lose more than 3% in a day. If I lose 3% in a day, close all my trades automatically.
And you're plugging all this into the settings,
and
right?
they can turn it off and on, and there'll be a setting that close all my trades automatically and then let me trade again if I want. Or you can have a setting that will be close all my trades and that you can't start trading until the next day.
See, I know I'm biased. Nobody has that. For me, that is a complete game changer.
Yeah, it's good.
Complete game changer. For anyone who wants to come on and have the best tools to operate with, you can't exceed that, in my opinion.
It'll be such a useful tool, and if anyone uses it to its what it's there
full
for,
potential,
it will help. It will assist them so much.
We're not trying to make you lose. We're trying to do everything we can to stop you losing.
Don't forget that everything is just discussed there, and I know about this, has cost us a lot of money, right? You know, so we are always looking to improve. You know, you want to spend money to earn money. That's how business works, right? You've got to invest around the back and hopefully take more in through the front. You know, to be open and honest. That's what you do.
It's true. And that is kind of like one of our last pieces to the infrastructure puzzle. I know on a lot of our last, times we've all come together, we've always spoke about, 1, how present we are, and 2, the infrastructure that we've built has always been a pillar of stability for us throughout the industry, the 3 years we've been here. We're building that at the moment, Alpha Trader. People are still going to prefer what they prefer, but it's an option that we have there. It's in our infrastructure, and again, as well, we can build off of a lot of things that we see. 1, that we think will help traders, and 2, that we know traders like from this platform and like from that platform and like from that, and kind of combine it. But
it's really bizarre. Just messing around with the platforms, the C traders and MT. I've not done the
DX,
other one, but
DX
I haven't touched DX, but our own one. I now feel really frustrated on the other 2 that you can't do what you can do on the futures. I think people will really, really love that one.
It's a good platform, really good. The Alpha Futures platform is very good. And the other thing that we've launched recently on Alpha Capital is a swing plan, which a lot of people was requesting, and a lot of people like.
How does that work?
Yeah, break it down. Give me a dummy's guide to the swing plan.
So your pro accounts you can't hold over the weekend. You have news restrictions, but the upside is you have more leverage, more buying power on the account. On the swing accounts, you can hold over the weekends. There's 0 news restrictions, but the caveat to that is the leverage is 1/3 of the pro account.
So if someone did with the low leverage full port through news, as it were, would that be?
I mean, you can still gamble in to an extent, but yeah, we do allow news.
So
full porting through, NFP comes out 5 seconds before you full port the account and close it. That's different. But if you've got a trade open for an hour, well, even half an hour, 2 hours, NFP goes your way, you close the trade.
Because I think that's important, because a lot of people try to teach people to look at the news. Have a strategy. But if that strategy is people have reacted wrongly to that piece of news, or whatever, or it's gone how you thought, you should be able to lock it in.
Correct. Because the difference with why that caveat works is on the pro accounts, you have up to 100-to-1 leverage. So if someone just decides, if they're on a qualified account and they full port it through gold through NFP, they're 30 lots long on gold. It's an insane volume on like the most volatile period. Whereas with the swing accounts, why it works is we can cap the leverage, we cap the lots. On 100k gold, you can't do more than 4 lots on gold. You can still make a real good return if you do decide to trade the news event, but it's not something that we couldn't. It's not an unrealistic risk that we can't manage.
And when do we anticipate full launch?
Swing plan's live.
Oh, it's in live.
Yeah, that's Guild 2 weeks maybe, 2-3 weeks. I forget now. 2 or 3 weeks.
That's the whole thing with things like gold. I keep trying to explain to you. Look at the volatility. Look how much it moves per day.
Yeah, gold.
You shouldn't be doing large lots as a result. That is just not people.
It's the most traded asset as well.
Yeah,
the most number one traded asset. What on us?
Yeah.
So gold, euro, dollar, US 30, NAS 100, top 4 or 5 assets. But gold always.
It's certainly the most questions I get is on gold.
Yeah, people like to trade gold.
Another key thing which we forgot to mention is the milestone of payouts as well.
Insane number.
We've advertised quite heavily, but so most people have probably seen it already.
Every payout is just a knife twist, isn't it?
No, not at all.
Do you know what?
No, far from it.
We've never ever been public about the payout amount. Even when we had phenomenal numbers last year, we was up to just under 20 million start of last year, end of last year. We're approaching 50 million, or maybe just crossed it by now, just this year alone. Yeah. But we've never ever been public with those numbers. Then there was a couple of companies on Twitter, Payout Junction and the Trading Pilot.
Yeah.
And they've started doing this thing where they will track your, like we use bank, we'll pay performance fees in Bankwire, Rise, or Wise to Wise kind of. And these Twitter pages now pull the Rise payout, so they track it. So they've got these leaderboards, and you can see, Alpha Capital only from our Rise wallet, they can see they paid out 250,000 yesterday, and so without us wanting to, kind of be loud and proud about what these companies started promoting.
Funny enough, there's no hater traffic on that. What is there?
Well, it's not. I mean, and don't get me wrong, it's a good thing. It amazes me they can get that data, though. It amazes me that they're able to get their hands on that data.
They can't get the bank stuff, and 55% of it is 55 to 60% is all bank, normal bank transfer and what. But they capture a good part of it. But
we're in total payouts now north of 70 million.
Yes, we've just crossed it. Probably by the time this comes out, we would have crossed 70 million lifetime.
Considering we have not been in operation that long, I think that's quite phenomenal.
Just under 3 years. That is an incredible. I mean, from when we first sat down in Dirty Dicks in Liverpool Street.
Let's give an envelope.
That was a stressful 6 months, I can tell you.
To get here, like the way we have in the time we have, and.
So, in following up from that as well, it's probably worth mentioning the competition that we've got coming up as well. So that
starts October 1st. And that's a new prize pot as well. We've done
absolutely incredible. I've been pushing this for
it's an incredible prize. We used to do them before, and then we stopped, I think, about February. We did them every month until about February, for well over a year. We stopped for a period of time, but I think now is a good time to bring it back and change the prizes, because, again, you're getting... although they're not doing
total game changer. You've not done that before, have you? The qualifying?
No. But again, we get 30 days of trading data. It's the same rules as the assessment. It's just free. Last Christmas, and most people remember, we did the insane 75,000.
I did think this is going to take a bit of a turn. You know, George Michael.
George Michael.
What's going on here?
I think I was going to burst out into song and dance. Last Christmas. The 75,000 account giveaway.
I mean, that was insane, though.
Which was
crazy.
Which was insane.
I think the back office probably said it was insane.
Oh yeah, it was a business. Yeah. I mean, it got us. It was a great gift back, and that was just pure out of a thank you for an amazing
There's
year.
still people mentioning that.
Yeah, still to this day.
Yeah, it was a big deal.
Every month, I always see at least one or two comments here and there on it, but sometimes asking us to do it again.
But these are the things that maybe we need to introduce a lot more, like going back to what we said at the very beginning, competitions, social events, but with a twist and giveaways as well. I mean, we're planning on doing.
I think you're in the club in the competition,
something.
Because this is actually, I've not seen anyone else do this. This is top 30 prizes, doing it properly, 200k account. You're getting a qualified account.
I mean, that's
you don't want to go through 2 stages.
It's a big deal.
You're going straight to the money.
It's a big deal.
Yeah, it's absolutely brilliant.
So and from our side, you're in a competition for 30 days on a $100,000 account size. Yeah,
I thought it was 200.
It's the same. It's the same. It's all the same rules as the assessment. But yeah, as a reward at the end of it, the top 30 will reward us. 50,000, 25, and a load of 10,000.
Like I said, it doesn't matter what the size is.
Why would you not have a go at that?
Yeah, why would you not?
Why would you not?
Anyone can do that.
If anything, just for a bit. I mean, the competition is also there for a bit of fun, I think, because there's a lot of, maybe you are trying to be extremely disciplined in your assessment account, but those urges. If we have a monthly competition running every month, it's free. Also, if you blow it, you blow it.
It also allows
there's nothing to it.
To interact a little bit more, because no one's telling you the real account and don't want to get accused of signalling and stuff. Then you can do what you want with the competition account, can't you? It's a good way of having banter.
What I've always found on accounts like that, 'cause that's like pure demo. You'd always win on them ones.
Yeah,
you know that feeling, right?
Yeah.
You don't follow any real discipline. You always win. It's a bit like when you first ever walk into a casino, and I don't like to keep referring this to gambling, but you're always going to win on your first.
You just hit the luck.
It's like something the house does to you. You think you're top punter by then. You go there a second time, you're walking out with your hands.
Nothing.
Yeah.
But that's it.
There is
you do
something
8
to
wins
that.
on the demo, and the 9th, I'm in. You go live, don't you?
Yeah.
That's the drawdown day.
Absolutely.
But yeah, it's. It's an incredible industry. I don't know many other industries that and we're not the only one that have paid out $70 million plus. There's I don't know how many others, 3, 4, 5, 6 maybe. But if you just think of those numbers, and that's to retail, your everyday trader that have no risk, they're not depositing money, they're not investing, they're not taking risk in the market, and people are seriously monetizing to a big extent their skill set just on a demo account. They're trading virtual trades, and they're able to monetize that into real money in their banks. And obviously it's a win-win scenario for we get 100,000 people trading us actively a month. We get to collect all of that data, and there's a lot of things that we can do with that data. And then in return, the clients that you're never going to get 100,000 people to give you trading data every day, every week for months at a time for free, and nothing in return. So there has to be.
Well, even that data, isn't it? Not within the system, not people not trading it gets taken in there by the algorithms.
Yeah, of course. But it's an incredible industry. There's a lot of benefits to the industry. There's a lot of, it's the same with every industry. I think there's ups and downs in it all. I think this year as well, just as an industry as a whole, compared to 2021 when we was first launching, there wasn't that many. 2022, we was live. There was a few more popping up, but it was like almost like a golden era. There was nothing anywhere going wrong with any company ever, because it was still new. Everyone was still growing and small. Then even last year, 2023, there was still nothing going wrong. Everyone was more was entering the market. Everyone was growing. There was no issues. No firm had faced any issues at all. And then it was. This year,
just going bust, or they're getting taken over by new firms?
No, there's loads of different issues that from. I won't name names, but there was a big one, a Canadian firm that had a big issue in the US. There was quite a few firms that got caught up with platform issues that led to their demise. There was, multitude of issues, but none of that was present last year, and that's only been in the past, in the past 9 months.
But it's interesting that in the past 12 months, for every issue you hear like that, there's 2 new prop firms that pop up as well, and it's a saturated market, which goes back to my point that we need to stay on our toes.
They are popping up a little bit less though, and they're not. Yeah. I think the audience, the customers are getting a bit more cautious of. Last year, if there was nothing going wrong, there was no need to be too cautious. Sure. You just go with the best offer and kind of, great, I've got the best offer. Yeah. Whereas now, the best offer doesn't always mean the best thing.
No, of course.
If you go for the best offer, you spend 3 months there with the best offer, but it doesn't. But then they're not around in that 3 months for you to reap the rewards. Yep. Then it's kind of pointless. So I do think there has been that kind of sentiment, that mindset change from the customer and from the actual,
of course,
from the traders on who and why and what do I like, why do I like it, what kind of research do I want to do on that.
You can relate that to product purchases in anything.
In any market, whether you're in any market,
you get what you pay for.
Exactly.
It's what my mum used to always say. You get what you pay for.
It's true.
Yeah, that one as well. Yeah, I had that one all the time.
That's a solid one. Yeah. If it's too good to be true, it probably is.
It probably is, yeah.
Which is, yeah.
But there's, like I say, there's still all these 50% around, the buy one, get one frees.
Some of those are like sometimes the discounts or the buy one, get one free, I don't think it's a major red flag. It's sometimes just, it's a temporary offer.
But when you see the closing down
the thing that I think is a bit more of is like if the assessment is too easy, as in it's a 3% to pass stage 1,
of course,
2% to pass stage 2, and you get 20% to drawdown. An offer like that, I think that's what you should be cautious of. If there's a one-off 50% and you like the firm and you want to go for it, try
it's a good promo.
They're trying to get market share, but because you can always cut that. But if you have a completely unsustainable assessment process that they can't sustain that unless they change the assessment, in which case you've bought something that then changes. So for the customer, I think more important is the actual assessment that they're going for. Is it sustainable? Are they going to change? Is this just an offer to get me in, and then are they going to change it later?
So in terms of our development stuff, we've done the swing, etc. There's been requests for things like the one shots, or
we're looking into 1 steps and 3 steps. We've always been quite. I've always liked the idea that you go to our site and our platform, it's just one option. Yeah. It's simple. It's not confusing. You're not met with 6 different plans and whatnot.
And again, I'm sponsored by Alpha Futures today.
There's Alpha Cap and Futures. You're repping both.
Oh, of course, there is a one shot.
So when we do the Futures minute, just take it off and back on for Cap.
Alpha Futures is a one shot, isn't it? That gives you.
Alpha Futures is a 1 step. Alpha Futures is 1 step, and in Alpha Cap, just 2-step pro and 2-step swing. Capital, we are looking at 1 steps and 3 steps. Whether we'll do it, don't know yet. It's not been confirmed. We might not. But
we've had big, long conversations about that.
There is ups and downs to both, and I think everyone that requests the 1 steps requests it with balance-based drawdown, which I understand why. Because if you do the equity trailing, not everyone likes that, but there has to be some kind of caveat for a lower 1 stage and a lower target. In futures, it's the same. The caveat, but on Alpha Futures, it's 1 step. The profit target's lower, but the max drawdown is also lower. So it's there's always some
the trail, which I think is really healthy. Isn't it?
It trails
up
to
for the mindset.
Yeah, but the trail on futures, it will trail up to your starting balance, and then once you're above, once you're into above your starting balance, that can run and run and run and run. You're trailing.
But it stops you throwing the kitchen sink at it as you.
Yeah, your trailing drawdown won't follow you, everywhere you go. So you've always only ever got 4% or 3%. We do have on Alpha Futures a 2% soft breach daily, but that doesn't close the account. It doesn't void profits. It's more of it's a safety feature. It's more of a marker of you're up in profit. You don't need to lose more than 4%.
It's what you say on these. It's like you haven't got to do it today.
Yeah, just tomorrow. Just sit, reset, take a day. You've just lost 2%. That might be 2 trades. Could be 4 trades at 0.5%. Just take a break. Come back tomorrow. If you just keep going and going and going, you go from you could be 10% in profit to, you know, if we didn't stop anyone anywhere, they could turn it to zero.
Of course.
If you get that frustrated with it, so there has to be, and that would be anywhere, like in brokers and hedge funds, in banks. You're sitting there with a pool of cash that you're trading for the bank.
Yeah.
You can't just run away and just
do
what you want.
Of course.
Yeah. And if you have a bad day, they'll put you in an office and say
they've got the same measures in place, mate. It's exactly the same. Absolutely.
So again, it's giving the clients real, authentic trading.
Yeah.
So you can't.
There's no environment where you say, here's an account and just do what you want.
Of course.
But
now,
there's always got to be
one
rules.
more thing you asked and we've not answered it. Giveaways, what we're doing?
I don't think we'll say exactly what it is, but we'll do something good for Christmas.
Yeah.
For Christmas, we'll do we'll do a good giveaway for Christmas. What it is, we won't say exactly yet.
We're not going to tell everyone that you get to stay with Alex Hagan for a week.
Yeah.
Not many have made it.
We're not going to get one entry then, are we?
I don't know, he's popular in the Discord, he probably would. I might not.
But anyway, it's been nice catching up with you guys for a time. We haven't done it for a while. I think we're going to go and swing a golf club as well shortly. But you know, just to summarise on the key things that we kind of want to get across here is obviously more social interaction from ourselves.
Definitely.
Which we discussed at the outset, and again we want suggestions from customers on certain things that we can do, which is slightly different to what we've done up until now. Obviously,
on that, people hit me. I want people hitting me with stories and reasons why.
Absolutely,
they've done that in the past, and we want to
absolutely.
see more of that.
Yeah, I think that'd be a good interview. You know, to set up for everyone to watch as some people that have recently just passed stage 2. Maybe they've had a tough 3 months or 4 months to get there. That's a success story in itself.
Absolutely. Speak to Planty, all right? Speak to Planty.
Speak to Planty.
Futures, this is Alpha Futures promotional. Let's be honest. You know? It's been a good 3 months, but we're nowhere near where we actually want to be with that. But very
I think there's a lot more we want to get involved with. Like again, forward facing, front facing on Alpha Futures, building a community the same way we have on Alpha Capital. Do the exact same on Alpha Futures, and again have that personal touch. We're here, we're accessible, we're not, we don't want to shy away behind a desk, just making changes and not communicating them publicly and directly and from ourselves, and not just from an announcement on an email that you can say whatever you want and you're not really held accountable. I think that's one of the good things of doing these kinds of days is we do hold ourselves accountable. We are open to talking about our changes that we want to make.
Absolutely.
I think from a practical point of view on the futures for trading it, there's a lot of people out there going, I'm not doing that because I've been told that the sizes are big and I'm used to doing lots. Micro futures exist, and we've got all of them in the platform, and that means you can easily scale down your product, and it's actually probably a safer way of trading than even if you're a small player in prop.
Indeed.
I hope you enjoyed our latest Pips and Pints. Please leave us a comment below, lots of likes, throw any questions in. And as always, approach us on our Discord, YouTube, and all other social media platforms. See you again soon. Cheers, lads.
Cheers. Well,
oh, you two.
Still drinking.